What if I told you that everything you learned about the dawn of human civilization might be wrong? What if the story of hunter-gatherers slowly settling down, inventing agriculture, and then, finally, building temples and cities, is completely backward? Today, we're journeying to a place that shatters our understanding of the ancient world. A place so old it makes the pyramids of Giza look like modern architecture. Welcome to Göbekli. Imagine a time 12,000 years ago. The last ice age has just ended. Woolly mammoths still roam parts of the earth. Humans, as we've always been taught, are small, scattered bands of hunter-gatherers, constantly on the move, chasing herds and foraging for food. They haven't invented pottery, they haven't domesticated animals, and they certainly haven't started farming. Building anything more complex than a temporary shelter seems utterly impossible. Yet on a barren hilltop in what is now southeastern Turkey, these very people were achieving the unthinkable. Göbekli Tepe, which means potbelly hill in Turkish, lay hidden for millennia, its secrets buried under layers of earth. For centuries, it was just a local landmark, a gently rounded hill used for agriculture. No one suspected that just beneath the surface was a structure so ancient and so sophisticated that it would force us to rewrite history. It wasn't until 1994, when a German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt took a closer look, that the true significance of this site began to emerge. What he found was not a natural hill, but a man-made mound, concealing a series of massive, circular stone enclosures. Picture this: huge T-shaped pillars, some weighing up to 20 tons and standing over 18 feet tall, arranged in perfect circles. These pillars are not rough, unworked stone. They are intricately carved with stunning reliefs of animals: foxes, snakes, wild boars, scorpions, and graceful birds. The level of artistry and symbolism is breathtaking. Think about the effort required, quarrying these enormous limestone blocks, transporting them sometimes hundreds of meters without wheels or beasts of burden, and then erecting them with such precision. This was a monumental undertaking, requiring hundreds of people, organized and working together towards a common goal. And here's the kicker: this was all done by people we thought were simple hunter-gatherers. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe presents a massive paradox. How could a society without agriculture, without permanent settlements, muster the resources, the labor, and the social organization needed for such a colossal project? The traditional model says that agriculture led to surplus food, which allowed for settled life, which then led to complex societies and large-scale construction like temples. Göbekli Tepe flips that entire timeline on its head. It suggests that a powerful shared belief system, a religion, came first. Klaus Schmidt famously said, "First came the temple, then the city." His theory proposes that it was the very act of building Göbekli Tepe that spurred the Neolithic Revolution. The need to feed the hundreds of workers gathered at this sacred site may have been the catalyst for developing agriculture. People might have started cultivating wild grasses nearby, not to create a stable food source for a village, but to provide for the religious pilgrims and builders. It was their shared faith and the desire to build this incredible place that brought them together, forcing them to innovate and, ultimately, to settle down. So, what was Göbekli Tepe? The prevailing theory is that it was a temple, perhaps the world's first, a sacred meeting place for different groups of hunter-gatherers. The T-shaped pillars are widely interpreted as stylized human figures, perhaps representing ancestors or supernatural beings. The lack of any evidence for permanent habitation on the site, no hearths, no houses, no trash pit, strengthens the argument that this was a place of ritual and ceremony, not a village. It was a destination, a prehistoric cathedral on a hill. The animal carvings also offer fascinating clues. These weren't the animals people were commonly eating. Instead, they seem to be creatures of power and danger, guardians perhaps, or figures from their mythology. It's a glimpse into the minds of our distant ancestors, a window into their spiritual world, a world that was far richer and more complex than we ever imagined. They were looking at the stars, creating myths, and sharing stories etched in stone. But the mysteries don't stop there. After about 1,000 years of use, something extraordinary happened. The people who built Göbekli Tepe deliberately buried it. They filled the entire complex with dirt, rock, and animal bones, preserving it perfectly for future archaeologists to find. Why? Why would they intentionally entomb their sacred creation? Was it a ritual burial of a belief system that had died? Did a new religion emerge, requiring the old gods to be put to rest? Or was it an act of preservation, a time capsule for posterity? We simply don't know. This final act is perhaps the most baffling enigma of all. As excavations continue, each new discovery at Göbekli Tepe adds another layer to the puzzle. We've only uncovered about 5% of the entire site. Geophysical surveys show that at least 15 more similar enclosures lie buried, waiting to be unearthed. What other secrets does this ancient hill hold? Will we find evidence of writing, older than anything we've seen before? Will we find the graves of the people who built it? Göbekli Tepe is more than just an archaeological site. It's a profound reminder of how little we truly know about our own past. It challenges our assumptions about progress and civilization, showing that the human journey is not a simple, linear path. It reveals that 12,000 years ago, our ancestors were not just surviving. They were thriving, creating, and dreaming on a scale we thought was impossible. They were spiritual, organized, and capable of incredible feats of engineering and art, driven by a powerful force we are only just beginning to understand: the power of belief. What do you think was the true purpose of Göbekli Tepe, a temple, an astronomical observatory, a monument to the dead? Let me know your theories in the comments below. The story of humanity is constantly being rewritten, and this incredible place in Turkey is Chapter 1. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next exploration into the mysteries of the past. See you in the next video.